Welcome to the Hair Notes Podcast. I am your host, Maxine Green, owner and master stylist at Curly Dimension Salon. This podcast was created to educate and motivate you on how to properly care for your natural curly hair. Every week, a new episode will drop. So grab a notepad and pen, pull up a chair, and let's have a chat. Let's get into today's episode. On today's episode, I want to talk about, now that I've big chopped, now that you've big chopped, what do I do next? So oftentimes curly girls often ask, I don't know where to start, where to begin. The one thing I would say, I don't want you to become a product junkie. So here's what I would like you to do. Here's what I encourage you to do. Once you've big chop, now you already seek advice from a hairstylist. Now let's say, for instance, you went to a barber and the barber was able to give you the haircut that you love and that you're like, okay, I love this. I can totally rock this. But now how do I start taking care of my hair? How do I get my hair defined? How do I have my hair looking amazing and feeling amazing and not giving me that dry, poofy TWA that everyone hates, right? If you don't know what a TWA is, teeny weeny afro. So now let's dive in. Now that you've big chop, I don't want you to become a product junkie. Keep in mind that every hair texture, everyone's texture is completely different. So meaning that your texture is completely different to mine's, as is your sister or your friend or your cousin or someone else, some other curly girl that you know, or even the ones that you admire. So if you are looking for a product that will help define your hair, my advice or my offering to you would be, make sure you understand what your texture is. Make sure you know what your hair can do and what your hair won't do. That comes with trial and error. That comes with time. But in the interim of trying to find out what works for you, kind of stick to maybe 2 or 3 products. So my advice, start very simple. A couple of products that I can really encourage you to start with is, I love DevaCurl. I really do. And I know they've had some kind of really bad reviews in the past, but I really do. I actually really love the products. And that's not because I used to use the products for years. I've been using the products for years. It simply works. I love DevaCurl, but here's what I love about DevaCurl. Here's what I love in the DevaCurl line. Or here's what I've been using for years in the DevaCurl line, even when I had locks, you guys. I love their low poo, their no poo, and the one conditioner. Again, I'm going to put all of that in the show notes so that you can have a link to that, or I'm going to really put it in the description of the show so you can have that information for yourself. But I keep it simple. I'm a creature of habit. I really like to keep things simple for myself. I am not this person who want to kind of what should I say? I don't want to overcomplicate things, and it shouldn't be overcomplicated, especially when it comes to your hair. Yes, your hair can look amazing. Yes, your hair will look amazing. Yes, it will look defined. Yes, it will look beautiful. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. You can simplify your life by simplifying your hair routine. It's all about finding the right cocktail or the right combination of products. As I mentioned before, I like DevaCurl. I'm a creature of habit, so I prefer DevaCurl simply because I know it works for me and I know it works for my clients. Is what I use on my clients. Now, let's say, for instance, you have had a bad stint or you've tried to use DevaCurl and you don't like it. And that's okay. That's all well and good. The other product line that I love, I like Design Essentials. I like Design Essentials Natural. Only their natural line though. Kind of keep it, because you are on that natural hair journey. Make sure that your products is in alignment with what you're trying to do or where you're trying to go, right? Now that you're naturally curly hair, now that you've big chopped and you let go of the damage and the straight ends and all of the things that were making you kind of like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, right? Making you want to throw in the towel. make sure that you are using the right products that are free of sulfates, products that are free of minerals, products that are free of any parabens, products that are silicone free. That is going to really help you understand and really help you take care of your hair. When you have the right products to complement your freshly cut or your freshly new do or your new journey, right? Everyone is different. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of products on the market right now. And there's a lot of products that cater to our texture. There's a lots of choices for you to choose from. I would really encourage you, once you seek the advice of your curly hair specialist, allow them to navigate you, allow them to guide you. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. So find something that you really like. Find something that really resonates with you. Find a product that really is going to do what you require it to do, which is really give you the moisture that you're looking for, really give you the definition that you're looking for, and really hydrate your hair, right? Because when your hair is in a place of moisture, in a place of hydration, your curls will look amazing, and it would feel even better. But it doesn't only start with your products. You also have to take care of yourself from within, meaning your diet needs to be on point. We all have cheat days. I do. I am not always on point with my eating habits. But with that being said, make sure you eat healthy, right? Or at least try to eat a healthy diet, because whatever you put in your system ultimately comes out, right? Make sure that you're taking vitamins. Here's the thing, you guys. We are now also vitamin D deficient. All of us. I don't know of any one person, maybe just one person whose vitamin D levels are high. We're all vitamin D deficient because we're not getting enough natural sunlight. We're not getting enough natural vitamin D. So we have to then take supplements. When your body is lacking vitamin D, it's critical. It's not only critical for you and your body parts and your organs to have that vitamins, it's essential for you to have it for your hair. When your hair is deficient in something, it not only can I tell, but your hair will not absorb the product the best. It will not absorb the moisture. What you're going to essentially have is low porosity. And that's where you want to not be, right? You want to be at a medium porosity. So in an effort to help you, make sure you are using the right products. And I gave you some tips earlier. I mentioned a few products that I use earlier. I'm going to drop them again in the show notes. But start there. But be mindful that make sure you're taking your vitamins, make sure you're drinking lots of water, making sure you're eating a good balanced diet, a well-balanced diet, and make sure that you incorporate like a vitamin D. Make sure you incorporate your vitamin Ds and your irons are really at a good place, right? Let's say you have a group of friends who they're all curly or they're transitioning or you guys are now on this journey together. Oh my God, I love that, right? So if you have a group of friends and you were thinking of transitioning or you guys are now transitioning together, you guys can kind of help each other navigate the journey together. But I would say be mindful. So not because your friend has one particular product that she likes that works for her texture will necessarily work for you. The thing about natural curly hair is that we all have different textures, which I really love. And I think that it makes us so unique, right? Our hair looks so different. Like my hair looks completely different than the next curly girl. But guess what? We always want what we don't have, right? So oftentimes I get, oh, I love the way your hair looks because the style makes it makes the style look so much better. Or, oh my God, your hair just looks beautiful. I wish my curl would do that. Your curl will essentially do what it wants to do because that's your texture. But that's the part where you have to say, you know what? It is what it is. This is what I was born with. This is what I now have, and I'm just going to own it. my goal right now is just to make sure that I take care of it. Over time, you guys, as you are more consistent with your daily routine in terms of what you're doing and your intaking and how you're managing your naturally curly hair, you'll see a shift. You'll see a change in your hair. Do you know what I mean? You'll definitely feel a difference. Now, the other part to this equation is that I want you guys to really be intentional. Make sure that you are keeping up with your trims. Make sure that you are keeping up with your appointments with your stylist. Now, if you're a DIY girl, like myself, but I'm a hairdresser, so I can DIY. But let's say you are DIY, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with DIYs. Just make sure that you are using the right products, because there's nothing wrong with DIYing at home. But girl, if you DIY and then your hair still looks a mess and you still have to come and get it done, thank you. But you can DIY, and I know some DIYs who they come to the salon once a month, they DIY in between, but guess what? Their hair is flawless. Their hair is flawless. So be honest with yourself. If you know that you're not a hair person, but you still want to do it at home, or you're doing it at home just to save money, okay, I understand. All right, cool. But just make sure that you're using the right products. Make sure that you're keeping up with your trims. And by trim, I mean a haircut. But don't do that haircut yourself. Go to a professional and get your hair done the right way. And then you can DIY. Do your homework. Now, let me say this, y'all. YouTube University have tons of people showcasing their natural hair and showing what they use. I love it. That's all well and good. But the part that I don't like is there is tons of products being reviewed, but it doesn't all necessarily mean it works for you, right? And it doesn't all necessarily mean it's going to work for you. So I would say really look at it and be mindful. Look at their texture, compare that to your texture. Look at the finished look, compare that to where you're trying to go. Because often what I find that is YouTubers are using a number of products, and that's okay for them, but it may not be okay for you. The other thing that I want to talk about is when you start with one product, kind of stick with it. Don't hop around from products to products and jump from one product. Let's say, for instance, you use DevaCurl. You start off with DevaCurl, and then 2 weeks later, you go ahead and you jump to another product. For instance, Design Essentials. My encouragement or my advice, my offering to you would be kind of stick to one product for 30 days, and then you go to another product, right? Because you don't see results immediately. Sometimes you don't see results within the 30 days. You see results within 60 days. Do you get what I mean? So take your time. You don't have to hop around and try this product, try that product. Oh, because a new product came out, let me try it. No, you just kind of stick to what works for you. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Stick to what works for you and you'll see results. You just have to be patient with it. And I can't emphasize that enough. Time and patience is going to be your best friend. Do you get what I mean? So just make sure that you are being very intentional. Stick to one thing and then move on if it doesn't work, or if you notice it doesn't work, right? How do you know it's not working? Maybe your hair is a little drier, or maybe the product, it dries your hair out too much, or you don't like the feel of it. But you can make that assessment within a week or 2 weeks. You simply can't. You can't even make that assessment within 3 weeks. You have to really take your time. That's like you going on a diet and you're trying to get abs in 30 days. Girl, maybe that was me. Okay, so that was me. That's my story. Sorry. I tried to get abs in 30 days, y'all, and it didn't work. So, yeah, I got to keep working at the abs, right? So, all jokes aside, y'all, just take your time, right? Take your time. Really be patient. Nothing happens overnight. There's no quick fix to really understand a natural hair. There's no quick fix to getting where you want to be. There's no quick fix to you getting the look that you desire. There is simply no quick fix to your hair looking flawless curls. There's no quick fix. That is not an overnight process. And if someone tells you it is, real talk, run. Like to the left, run. Because it's not. What it is that you got to be mindful, you have to be patient, and you have to be intentional. This is a journey. Like, as I'm gonna keep emphasizing that on every show. It is a journey, right? Nobody's hair look flawless. They don't wake up like that. Contrary to what they might tell you, they don't wake up like that. It takes time, effort, and work. Find the right product, the right cocktail that works best for you, and go from there. Whether you go the Diva Curl route or whether you go Design Essentials, do not combine them together. Use one or the other. Do not combine them together. Why? All products don't play well in the sandbox. By that I mean, sometimes there's ingredients, more oftentimes than not, there are ingredients in one product that often has an adverse effect with ingredients in another product on your hair. So let's say you use a product that you love. It makes your hair feels amazing. It makes your hair feel softer. But then you like the shampoo and conditioner on this product, or you like the hair mask on this product, but then you use the styler on this particular product. Now, that's okay. Just make sure that your hair is free of any shampoo, conditioners from this particular product, so that when you go to style it, the only thing that's in your hair is water and the product that you're about to use. Right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Right? So make sure that you are rinsing all of the product out of your hair, and then you can then apply your styler to your hair. Right? But do not use a leave-in from this product line and then a styler from this product line. Oftentimes what I see with curly girls, when I ask them to walk me through what they're doing at home, because I get, oh, my hair don't look the way you do it, or my hair never looks like this. I can't imagine. I've never seen, if it's a new client, I've never seen my hair look this defined. And then I ask, what have you been using? Or what did you use in the past? And when they walk me through, oh, I use a little bit of this, and I use a little bit of that, and I use a little bit of this, and I use a little bit of that. What are you cooking? We cook and we add a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this to the pot, and then voila, we get whatever. We're not cooking. Girl, we're trying to style and we're trying to look amazing. So stick to one thing, really master that, and then really take your time and look at what you're doing or what you're using. If it works, then you keep using it. If it doesn't work, then kind of readjust, reset, and let me try something different. Let me try this over here. But before I try this, I want to make sure that I give this my all. I want to make sure that I really give it the time and the energy that it desires or that it needs for me to really see if it's working for my hair or not. That's what I would do. That's what I've done. That's what I encourage my clients to do. That's what I do. Simply because I know that everybody's texture and everyone's hair is different. But everyone's hair not only is different, but it looks differently. I can use the product, or you can use the product I use, but your curls will look completely different than my curls, and vice versa. But it's knowing what that looks, knowing that is a possibility. You can say to yourself, it's okay. I can still use what my sister used, or my friend uses, or another friend uses, or so forth, or a YouTuber, your favorite YouTuber. You can use what they use, but just know that your hair is going to look differently compared to theirs. right? No two curly girls are alike. No two curly girls are alike. I can't even emphasize that enough, right? So I know I said that what works for her may not work for you. There are pros and cons to that. And there are some exceptions to that. Yes, it may not work for you, but sometimes it will. Depends on how it's done. Depends on your texture. Depends on their texture. So I want you to be very mindful of that. So just keep that in mind, you guys. All right. When you have all those components in place, when you're taking care of your hair, you're drinking lots of water and you're taking vitamins and you're using the right products, the end results of your hair looking the way you desire it to look is amazing. It's flawless, right? But you got to continue the pattern. You got to continue that habit. You got to continue that routine, because everything is a routine. It's a routine for us to get up in the morning, for us to say our prayers, for us to do whatever that routine looks like, or whatever your daily routine or your habits look like. Be consistent with that, in particular to your hair, guys, right? So be consistent with that. When you are consistent with your hair, the results will always be flawless. The results will always come like, dude, I didn't even realize my hair can look like this. Wow, I love my curly hair. The shift in attitude and the shift in how you embrace your naturally curly hair is so rewarding, right? And it's so infectious and it's so contagious, because when your girlfriends who are not relaxed, or who are relaxed but not curly, they're like, you know what? You make this natural thing look easy. I think I might want to go natural. Or, I love the way your hair looks. Could you imagine your niece or your daughter say to you, I love your hair. I wish my hair would be like that. Here's where you can say, I can help you, because you've already walked the journey. You've already done the work. And now you're seeing the results of what your hair could look like, right? Or what your hair is going to continue to look like. That part for me, I think that's worth all the heartache, all its weight in gold. Because now you're at a place where it doesn't matter where you are. You hear, oh my God, miss, I love your hair. Oh my God, your hair looks amazing. Wow, your curls are beautiful. Or sometimes you'll get, where you bought that? You know, you've gotten that before. People say, where did you buy that? What number weave is that? Girl, this is all my hair. All my hair. This is no weave. That makes it so worth it. So I would say simply encourage where you are. Embrace where you are. Not encourage, more embrace where you are. Embrace where you are in your journey. It gets better, right? Find you the right products and you'll see a real shift in your hair, right? All right, you guys, until the next time, I'm your host, Maxine Green, and this has been another episode of the Hair Notes Podcast. Have an amazing week, y'all.